Wednesday night. Now, you have to understand that the information I'm going to share with you, first of all, I get my disclaimer out the way. I'm not a financial advisor. This information we're going to talk about tonight is for educational purposes only. And so, with that being said, we're just sharing with you. I'm not a representative of the company. I don't work for them. I don't get paid to do these calls. I'm doing it simply because I want to help other people understand what it is that we found. You see, I don't do these calls for myself. It's not for me. The reason why I say that is because I've already made a decision about what is best for me and my family. And I've seen the changes. And I've seen the changes in myself as I even went along in this company. You see, when I was originally introduced to this company I'm going to tell you about today, it was in July of last year. And at first I said no because I didn't really understand. A lady named Ann shared it with me. And to this day, I think it's just absolutely phenomenal. She tried to tell me about it back then, and I even tried to talk her out of it. Why? Because I didn't have all the information, but I assumed I thought I knew, right? And that's what happens with a lot of people. They'll run across a few things that maybe they read on the internet and they think they know that something is something else, and it just isn't. I didn't do my proper due diligence. And so therefore, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to say this. Anne went on to change her life, and I was sitting in the exact same position all of that time. And then Anne fortunately came back to me about the end of February. She said, Randy, you're not listening. You need to really understand what's going on here. And I said, Ann, I failed in a lot of different companies. I had some success in a lot of them, but a lot of companies that people put their money in and then the company run off with the money. I didn't want to have any more parts of anything like that, right? Because that hurts. Well, Ann said, again, you're not listening. She said, you don't give your money to this company. I said, what do you mean? She said, the company BG that I'm trying to tell you about, you don't give a dime to the money. Okay. And to really help everybody appreciate her story, and this is what I want you to do, guys. We got a special surprise for you tonight. I'm going to let Ann, I didn't realize she was here on the line with us, but I'm going to let Ann tell you her story about what happened to her. And ladies and gentlemen, right now, let me say this. In fact, in the chat box area, if we can all give ones in the chat box area for Ann. Ann has been promoted to a level 6 in the company, making a phenomenal income. Her life has totally changed. So guys, please give me ones in the chat box area, and we're going to go ahead and try to bring up Ann so she can come on here and tell her story. Ann, I've clicked the button for you to unmute yourself. Hopefully that's your phone.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can, Ann, and I tell you, it is a pleasure to have you here on the line.
Come on, you so I had to get over that, and I'm still getting over that. So the guys, I tell you, when I talk about BG, I get really emotional about it because it's really been a blessing in my life. I started BG in July of 2024. At the time when I started, I didn't even have any money to get started. I was 3 months behind on my rent. I went to my landlord and asked her to give me 2 more months, so now I'm behind 5 months. But at that time, I realized what I had my hands on. When I first got into BG, I would think the first 4 to 5 months, I was on the fence, but I was still making money every day. Back then, we wasn't copying and pasting the code. We was actually doing everything manually, and we was making money. So I was constantly taking money out of my account to try to sustain myself. But I would say 4.5, 5 months in, I really realized what I had and I hit the ground running. I get passionate about it because it have totally changed my life. I'm at the point right now, by the end of the year, I'll be debt free. I have probably made over 100 and some $1,000 in BG since I got started. My trading account is sitting at $42,000. It would be a lot more if I wasn't constantly taking money out. I have withdrew from the platform 49 times and have gotten the money in less than 5 minutes. My account now I don't have to take money from it because I'm earning $5,000 every 10 days. That's on the 9th, the 19th, and the 29th. I would say probably by the end of the year, I'll be at over $500,000 in my account.
Wow.
From from that time up to about March, so in March, April, I'll be at over $2 million. So I will be a millionaire from BG between now and April. I plan on taking half of the money out at the end of the year because I want to buy a home. At the point now, probably I would say sometime in September, I'll be a LV7. LV7, you get a $25,000 bonus. Your income go to 10,000 every 10 days, the ninth, the 19th, the 29th. Then you get a what they call that car, a Maybach. Is that what
That's
is that
right.
right?
That's right.
Yeah, I don't really want that though. I would rather the house, but I'm thinking I might have to get it. I'll probably get it and sell it because I want a home. But guys, I'm gonna say this: BG is changing so many lives, not just mine. I mean, I know people that's been in longer than me that's making $1 million a month. I mean, that may sound unreal to you, but the only way you don't become a millionaire in BG, you just don't trade your account. And when you start bringing on other people, it take a life of its own. See, I understood. Elena kept telling me, she said, Ann, I know you're leery. You don't want to bring nobody because you've been burnt, but if you give us a chance, you won't regret it. And she kept saying that to me. So I got my first five. And people say you're making all that money because you got all those people. But guess what? I started off with five, just like everybody else do. And from those five, it just snowballed. But the bottom line is this: I have a passion for BG because it's not about me. My goal is to help as many people become financial free as I possibly can. Of course, that's going to make me a lot of money. But my focus is people. I spent today just alone at Starbucks with a guy for 3 hours because he had all kind of questions. But I know once I get him on board, hey, he know a lot of people. So the passion is for me is teaching the people the right way, bringing them in, making sure they train, making sure they know what to do. This thing is not just about copying and pasting. If you care about people, this is definitely where you want them to be. BG would definitely change your life. And not it don't take long for that to happen. And as Randy was saying, I went after him when I first got in. He told me no. So when he got serious, Alexander can tell you this. I wasn't. I said, Randy ain't serious. He done told me 6 or 7 times no. So I'm at the point right now. We're growing so fast, and I get so many calls. I'm pulled in so many directions. I only deal with the people that's serious. If you're not serious, I'm not going to answer my phone. If you're serious, I'll spend all day talking to you if I have to. But guys, for the new people that's on the fence here, you need to get in and get serious. I don't know what you're doing right now, but whatever you're doing right now, you can surpass that in BG in no time. So, Randy, I appreciate it. I'm gonna get off, but I wanted to come on and just say hi to you guys.
Well, Ann, we appreciate you. Thank you so much. And ladies and gentlemen, we're going to talk about the call today, getting two signals a day. But Ann literally gets three signals a day. Am I right about that, Ann? You're getting that third signal?
You're right. Once I actually saw BG, because in the beginning I didn't. I was still living in the past like most people. But when I saw it and I got my five, I knew I had to get my five, their five. So I didn't just give people away if they didn't have nobody. But if I had somebody that had four people, I gave them one. If I had somebody that had two, I gave them one, gave them two. And I got to my five so I could get to that third signal. The third signal, guys, oh my God, it's like 1.95% a day. You want to be there. So when you want to focus on your five, and then when you get those five, you want to focus on helping them get their five. Teach them how to go out and do the same thing. It's mind boggling. But yeah,
Powerful.
my life will totally change.
And that is powerful. Hey, everybody, please let's drop some threes in the chat box area for Ann and thank her so much for taking time out. And Ann, I want to thank you for coming back and sharing it again with me, making me finally listen. And I'll tell you, it's just been amazing. My heart goes out to you guys. Listen, she's not feeling the best right now, but she came to this call. She wanted to say hi to everyone, and we thank you so, so much. And I appreciate you. I really do. I appreciate this. Thank
Oh,
you
yeah,
for
me
not listening for me when I was trying to tell you not to do it. So just absolutely phenomenal, and we
too.
appreciate you. Thanks so
All
much.
righty, guys. I'll be back. Thanks.
Thank you
Have
so
a good-
much. Well,
You're
guys,
welcome.
I tell you,
Mhm.
I am just blown away. I'm so thankful that Ann had an opportunity to jump on here with us today. Now, I know if you're hearing this for the first time, that may not mean a lot to you, but her story is so compelling when you understand what we're talking about. So, I'm going to do a condensed version of our call tonight. What we do is we copy, we paste, and we profit. It is just that simple. They have an AI bot that is doing the trades for you. It's winning over 99.6% of its trades. And I used to tell everybody this what it was the case in March when I got in. There was over 300,000 people that were in this. Now, ladies and gentlemen, update. There's over 400,000 people that are going to be doing the exact same thing that you're going to see tonight, and that they're going to take a trade, meaning they're going to copy, they're going to paste, they're going to let the AI take the trade to profit. It is absolutely phenomenal. So here's my question, everybody. Imagine if you were financially free. What would you choose to do? Right? Think about it. What would you do if you were financially free? Now, a lot of people, they have goals and dreams that they just forgot about because they think they're stuck in a dead end 9 to 5 job, right? But the reality is, ladies and gentlemen, they have something here that's absolutely phenomenal. The reason why Ann could start with such a small amount like $500 and where she is today is absolutely life changing. And that's due to the power of compounding. So if I draw your attention to the screen right now, I'm going to share with you the power of compounding. And I'm just going to use something, an example that we always use about a penny. You know, a penny is 0.01. But if you had a penny that doubled each day just for a 30-day period, ladies and gentlemen, I want to share this with you how powerful this is. A penny that doubles each day for 30 days, and I'm just going to hit calculate. I want you to look at this. It's over $10 million. You can go right to the calculatorsite.com. This is nothing more than showing you the first day you have a penny, second day 2 cents, third day 4 cents, and it just continues to keep going all the way up to day 30. See, when you have something where money doubles and compounds, it's life changing. Well, with the structure that you heard Ann talk about, we're going to talk about what we do and how it compounds. And it doesn't double, guys, every day, but literally it doubles every 2 months. In fact, less than 2 months, the account doubles. No matter what you put in or what you start with, that amount literally double if you take the trades every single day. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to flip over because they're getting ready to do a live trade. So I'm going to stop share on this screen, and I'm going to go ahead and begin sharing on another screen. And I'm going to show you exactly how we copy and how we paste. And then once we do that, we're going to go more into what we're doing. Because remember, I said we don't give our money to any company. We the funds that we double in less than 2 months, you're going to take those funds and you're going to put it in a company called DSJEX. Okay. They're an exchange. You're going to hear all about the exchange. We're going to go over that after we do the trade. Okay. And in DSJ Exchange, this is where we actually paste our code that we get from Professor Stephen Beard, who literally is a part of and the founder of BG, right? So we're talking about two different things. BG is a company with the bot that does the trading. The trade bot wins over 99.6% of his trades. And then for you to understand, he provides a code, we copy a code, we put it inside of the DSJ exchange. And when we do that, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to go right down here to the end. A bunch of people are typing in ready, ready, ready because the professor is getting ready to put the signal up. So here's what you have to realize. The people are able to do this because the professor is not charging you anything up front to use his bot. Now, you think about this logically for a second. A person that has a bot that wins over 99% of its trades, they can charge whatever they want, 10,000, 20,000, 50,000, and people would pay it. The professor had decided to let us use the bot at no cost. Why? Because every time we take a trade, and if you see, every time we take a trade, I'm going to click right here, he just put the code up, we're going to receive 60 to 65% of the profit. And the Professor Stephen Beard and DSJ Exchange is going to literally split the rest of the profit. So all we do is we go to one room. This is a room in Bond Chat. And I just copied the code. So now I'm going to go over to the DSJ Exchange site here. And it's going to make me log in. And now all we do is click on the word futures at the bottom. And for those of you that trade, you actually see the candles you're looking at. Yes, these are live trades that are going on. We're going to click on the word invited me. And then you notice it has a code down there. It says, please enter the order code. So I'm just going to copy. I'm going to paste what I copied from the other page, which is the code, and I'm going to hit confirm. That's all we do. And then I just verify that the order went in by clicking on the word position order, and you notice it says pending. So that's all we do every single day. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to come out of here for a second, and then it gives everybody 10 minutes to take the trade. So while we're waiting for those 10 minutes, let's go back and talk a little bit about what's actually happening here. So I'm going to click on the word share again. Hopefully everybody can see my screen. And we're going to go back to the PowerPoint here because I want you to understand what we're talking about. We simply take 2 trades a day, around 1 o'clock and around 7 o'clock. And typically the trades are going to come anywhere between 1:15 and 1:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, as well as between 7:15 p.m. and 7:30 p.m. So all we're going to do is we have 2 trades a day. We copy, we paste, and we profit. Now, what's interesting is that whatever amount you put in your account, when the AI takes the trade, it's not going to risk more than 1% of your account. Now, that's important. That means if you put $1,000 in your account, it's only going to risk $10. And when the trade wins, you're going to get 60 to 65% profit on that $10, meaning that you can average up to 1.3% total account growth daily. So what does that mean? It means this. This is an example, and you're going to see some more tonight, of an actual account. So what happens here is, where you see where it says the word turnover, that turnover is representing 1% of this person's account growth. So the total amount in his account, if you add 2 zeros to that, his 1% represents $3,094. So to know the total amount in this person's account, you just add 2 zeros to it, and you're at $300,000 is in this gentleman's account. Now, I'm going to say this, when you understand about the compounding chart, you're going to see that a person doesn't have to start with 100,000 or 200,000 or 300,000. You're going to see that the far majority of people start with $500 or $1,000 or somewhere in between there. So a few people put in more, and that's what they do, because whatever you put in anything, guys, it should be disposable income, right? You shouldn't wake up in the middle of the night sweating because you made an investment in something, right? So they're placing their funds inside of DSJ Exchange, right? And you'll notice when this trade won in the green, it shows you the percentage of profit is 62%. So basically, $1,923 was deposited immediately into the trade account that day. Then when he took the second trade, because it gives you the time of each trade that they were taken, it shows you the instrument that was traded. It shows you the time they got in the trade, the open price, the settlement price, guys. Everything is literally documented here in your back office. In fact, with DSJ, You can go back under historical orders from the day you got started, and it will show you every single trade you ever took by copying and pasting. So you see this person right here, guys, absolutely phenomenal. Both trades almost $2,000 in profit. They made close to $4,000. And what did they do? They copied and they pasted. So where did they get that kind of money from? It's the power of compounding. We're going to go over that in a second. But with each trade, you keep 60 to 65% of the profit. And that means your account literally grows at 0.6 to 0.65 of the total account value for each trade, and it's compounded daily. Now, what do I mean by that? Well, the best example is to go back to the compounding chart. Let's say a person started with, let's say, $1,000. Now, I want you to pay attention to two things here. I'm going low here, so I'm just going to split it at about 1.25, and I'm going to put this in for 1 year and 30 days. Now, I'm going to hit the word calculate. Okay? I want you guys to notice something here. And I'm not giving any projections of income. I'm just showing you mathematically what this actually means. Mathematically, it's showing you that you will start out on a daily basis of only making about $12.50. But you'll notice each day the amount goes up. Why? Because you're compounding on what was made the previous day. So the first day when you made $12.50, the next day that's being compounded is $12. I mean, it's $1,000 and $12. I'm sorry, $1,012.50, not 1,000. That's important. So when you make 1266 the next day, now the next day you're compounding on $1,025, then on $1,037. And that's how compounding works. So you'll notice the amount that you're making each day continues to go up and up and up. Now here's the amazing thing. It only takes about 2 months for your account to double. I want you guys to understand how powerful that is. It only takes about 2 months. So if this is August 14th of 2025, if I go to not September, but October 14th of 2025, guys, look at what you're looking at. Total amount in the account now, over $2,000. You see that? And I always encourage everybody, hey, listen, after the second month and your account is double, always take your principal out, right? That way now you're left with nothing but pure profit, and you can literally work with and benefit and make money from that profit every single day. That's why what I'm sharing with you, ladies and gentlemen, it's absolutely phenomenal. It starts off slower, it continues to gain the amount that you continue to make each day, as long as you're doing what? The 2 trades a day. But now I want to share something with you. Ann is getting 3 trades a day, which literally means if I add this up, and you heard her say 1.95, guys, I'm going on the low end. 3 trades a day works out to be about 1.85 to 1.95. Now, if I put the same numbers in, and she started with only 500, guys, I'm going to cut the amount in half, and I'm going to show you how amazing this is. The additional trade, and guys, look at the difference in math, $697,000. And if a person started with 1,000, look at the math. Hit calculate, 1.3 million. You heard Ann say she's going to be have over $1 million by the end of this year. You have to understand that lady has withdrawn over 49 times. Every time you withdraw, yes, you're taking some of the funds out of your account, but the amount is still doing what? It's still growing. Now, I can't say what amount that you want to start with, but it should always be disposable income. And that way, you mitigate the amount of risk that you have with anything that you put into any program, or if you're buying any real estate, it doesn't matter. So let's talk a little bit about this. And Sonia's going to let us know when we get the results, and we'll go back over there. So let's talk about this. There is 3 individual entities involved in this structure. It's you, the person that wants to put whatever amount that you want to put in, right? You're called the investors, retail investors. The second is BG and Professor Stephen Beard that provides the signal to let the bots go out and do the trades. And the third is that we put our money in DSJ Exchange. Now, what's interesting about that is that DSJ Exchange holds license and business license in more than 30 countries and regions around the world, including the US SEC license, the Australia SEC license, as they have the equivalent, the Monetary Authority of Singapore, Dubai Financial Services. Guys, I can go on and on and on and on. And then BG, what they've done is they put 30 million pounds or 40 million US dollars, that's the equivalent, into an account so that if the bot loses all of your original trades, you come in and you put an amount in, and if it loses all the trades, they're going to use that money to make you back whole again. Guys, that just absolutely blew me away. They're looking for a long-term partnership with DSJ. So BG signed a 10-year contract with them. They did it almost 3 years ago. So we would be right now having 7 years left, but they just renewed it again last year. So we have another 9 years left on that contract. So what do we do? The advantage one. What do we do every day? You guys saw. We copy, we paste, and we profit. If the trade happens to lose, they're going to give you another replacement signal. In fact, that's only happened one time since I've been doing this in 5 months. One time it lost, and then they gave us a replacement signal, and it actually ended up winning 3 times what it lost. So every single day we've profited. Every single day our account has went up. Okay. The advantage two, the proper way to look for documentation. DSJ has the highest level of security. And what they've actually done is you can go and look up their registration right there with the Australian equivalent of the SEC. You can also see how they filed a certificate of their documentation with the Secretary of State of Colorado. You can also see that Stephen Beard has 70 million in a stock fund for this company. You will also see the advantage for that they signed the contract with between BG Wealth Sharing Ltd and DSJ Exchange. You will also see, ladies and gentlemen, why this is so powerful is that they also have filed with the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission. So what does all of this mean? All of this means literally that every single day, these are different documentations that you go to the actual government sites and look up that shows you, yes, am I taking a risk? I always tell people, guys, everything is a risk. When you get out of your house and you drive your car, that's a risk. You don't know you're going to come home or not. Hopefully you never get in an accident. But ladies and gentlemen, thousands of people every day do. So that's why you have extra precautions here where the bot only trades 1%. It only will trade when you give it permission, meaning you have to copy and paste, right? And they put together the other security features that if the bot continues to lose, then it replaces the account. So when you look at all of that, that's like having a seatbelt in cars. That's just like having the airbags, not only in the steering wheel, but also on the side doors and in the ceiling. You're looking at, ladies and gentlemen, one of the best opportunities I've ever seen in my life. So what I'm going to do is before I go and start talking about the additional part, where some people are growing their account like Ann, she's growing her account really fast. And I'm going to show you exactly what she's doing because the company literally allows us, when we share this with others, they actually reward us. So do you have to share? No. We've talked about every day so far in this conversation, right? We talked about every day, all we do is copy and paste. And that's exactly what we're talking about right now. So before we go to talk about the last part, I'm going to see, is the trade ready? I think we're about 10 minutes into it right now. Let's see if is the trade. Okay, code is not in yet. So let me do this. I know we have Tara on the line with us. Tara, did you have a comment or a testimony or something you were trying to say? I saw your hand raised, Tara. Okay, maybe not. All right, maybe that was raised from earlier. So, again, ladies and gentlemen, what I want to do right now.
Hi, I'm sorry. I heard my name. I was like, I think he's calling.
Oh, actually, that was a different Tara, so that's okay. So, what I'm going to do right now is we're going to go back to the BG. We're going to look at the DSJ exchange, and we're also going to look inside of the actual chat room that we go on to. So let's go ahead and share that screen real quick because the bot, it's been about 10 minutes and we're waiting for the bot to take the trade. And that way I want you guys to see the actual results. So let's go ahead. We're screen sharing now. All right, there you go. You see somebody just they're put up memes and they typically do that. They do that once the trade is finished and it's actually a winner. But let's see. I haven't seen anybody post yet that the trade won. Let me see. A lot of people are saying done. Oh, there's a couple people saying win. So we're going to wait and then we're going to see the actual results. Okay. Oh, wow. The results are coming in. So let's take a look at a couple of accounts here. This one account right here, when you look at it, you see this person, they risked their 1%, which happened to be $1,932. The trade won, and they made $1,161 on this trade, copying and pasting. Okay, let's see if we can find another one. Let me come out of here. Here's another account right here. This is a smaller account. This person made $15.16, guys, and there are 18 cents, and they're happy about it, and they should be, because the size of their account is only $2,300, right? And it's only going to risk 1%, which is $23. See that safety precaution that's in there? I love that, right? Longevity. That's how you get longevity. The other thing, this person's account, they made $142.54. They have an account that has over $14,000 in it. And again, this is the fourth trade signal of the day, ladies and gentlemen. Most people get two, but some people are getting as many as 7 trades per day. And we'll talk about that toward the end of the call. Here's another person that made $7.09. Everybody's excited. Do they have to post what they made in here? Absolutely not. But people do it because they're excited about the results that they're getting. Here's a couple more here at the bottom. This person right here just made $900 on this very same trade. Now, if you're brand new to this call, I want to share this with you. And this is what's really powerful. I want you to turn your attention to the chat box area. Those that just took this trade and earned a profit off of this, put a 2 in the chat box area. Let everybody know if you took this trade and your account shows that you made money as well. 2 in the chat box area. I want all our new folks here on the line to see how many people. Boy, one person just typing in a bunch of 2s, right? You see the 2s are coming in. Guys, look, that's all they're doing. They copy and they paste and they profit. It is literally just that simple. That's what we do every single day, 7 days a week. And their accounts are growing. So here's what I want to ask you right now. And people are still typing in 2s in the chat, but I'm gonna close the chat down for a second. And I want to say this to all the people who are seeing this for the first time. You know, every day in life we make decisions. I made 3 mistakes when I came into this company. The first one was in July of last year when Ann tried to tell me about it. I said no and even tried to talk her out of it. Then fortunately, she came back to me again in February, and I decided to listen. But the amount that I put in was so small. It was so small. It's not what I really wanted to put in. But ladies and gentlemen, because of where I was and what was going on, and you know what? The funds I had allocated, I only had a small amount to put in. And then the third mistake that I made is that when I got in, I had only shared it with one person. I sat there and I copied and pasted for about 4 months. I said, as a trader, let me see how good this bot actually is, because I'm looking every single day for this bot to win a trade, maybe lose a trade, win a trade, maybe lose 2 trades. And every single day, the bot did nothing but win trades, one after the other after the other. And then I decided, you know what? Let me take a withdrawal. Let me just see if this is really real. Yes, the account doubled in 2 months, exactly like they said it was. Yes, I see that the bot is winning 99.6% of its trades. And I took a withdrawal, and ladies and gentlemen, it was in my account in less than 10 minutes. And at that point, my wife looked at me and she said, "Why aren't you sharing this with other people?" And you know what my response was? Crickets. I had all the excuses I came up with in my mind, they were literally all gone. And at that point, I decided to share it with some folks, and they're already changing their life. So let me ask you this simple question. If you've been waiting for a clear path to take control of your money, ladies and gentlemen, I'm telling you, my opinion, this is definitely it. You don't need to figure it all out alone. All you need is a system. And that's exactly what we have. It's your chance to stop guessing and finally start growing. So please get back in touch with the person that shared this call with you. And when you do that, ladies and gentlemen, first of all, thank them because they thought enough about you just to share the information with you. Whatever you decide to do is up to you. The decision that you make today is ultimately going to shape your future tomorrow. I appreciate each and every one of you being on. I'm going to give a call about 30 seconds for those that want to disconnect and those of you that want to know how to accelerate the amount of what you are getting and how people are literally doubling their account within a week or two. Stick around for 30 seconds. For those of you that are leaving, thank you so much, and we appreciate you being on the call. We'll be right back in 30 seconds. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we still have well over 100 people on the call. So there must be some folks on here that want to know how to accelerate the time frame of what we're talking about and how to literally double the account faster. So with that being said, let's talk about the other advantage that we have here. The company literally gives rewards. So let's say you share this with someone and they decide to come in for $500. The company's going to give them a reward day one of an additional $25 and add that to their account. They just signed up. And guys, let's think about this for a second. Wait a minute. You have a bot that wins 99.6% of his trades. You're not going to charge me for the bot. But when I put my money in a separate exchange so that I can earn income off of it, you're going to turn around and add additional money to my account and then let me use the bot at no charge, no monthly charge, nothing. That means that every single trade that is taken, I'm going to win up anywhere between 60 and 65% of the profits. Guys, that is a no-brainer. If a person comes in for $1,000, guess what? They're going to add $50 to their account. But you as the referrer, they're going to give you an extra $100 added to your account. If a person comes in for $3,000, you get 10% added to your account. The new person that just signed up get $150, or what I'm calling USDT. It's not dollars, this is USDT added to their account. And for those of you that don't know, 1 USDT equals 1 US dollar. Okay? And 5,000, you get 500, they get 250. That's literally how that happens. So a lot of people are literally with these reward bonuses adding to their accounts and doubling their accounts very, very rapidly. The other thing that they did, which is really amazing, is that those individuals, ladies and gentlemen, who went out and like Ann shared it with at least 5 people, when you do that, and they come in with $300 or $500 or more, they're going to now give you what they call a level up reward. So you'll get $100 bonus, and they're going to put you on a salary. They're going to give you an additional $30 every single 10 days on the 9th, the 19th, and the 29th. Now, it's more than just the $30 salary. They also pay dividends. That means with the amount of individuals that are in your organization, if the dividends are higher than $30, they're going to give you the $30 plus the dividends. That is absolutely phenomenal. I remember back in March, and they used to show the dividends of what people were getting. And I saw one gentleman, his dividends, because evidently, he was like a level 7, but his dividends that he was getting every single 10 days was over $1.3 million every 10 days. Guys, that it shocked me, but it made me afraid at the same time, because I couldn't imagine that, right? And every 10 days I saw them post like clockwork, and the amount just kept going up. So the reality is, ladies and gentlemen, I want you to understand that we're talking about dividends on top of salary. When a person shares this with 5 people and 2 of their 5 have 5 as well, and you have a total of 25 people on the team, they give you a raise. You get a $300 reward, and you get an additional cycle bonus. So instead of $30 every 10 days, it goes up to $150. And who you heard speak earlier, she's right here. She's a level 6. She received a $12,000 bonus a couple weeks ago, and she's getting now over $5,000 added to her account every 10 days. She's about to become a level 7, where you get a $25,000 bonus and $10,000 added to your account every 10 days. And along with that, she's going to get a brand new Maybach. Now, I don't know about you. I know what I see. I see an opportunity here to help a lot of people change their lives. And ladies and gentlemen, I will say this. All of us are going to continue to make decisions every single day. And the decisions that we make will always affect our future. If you don't like where you're at financially right now, from what you've seen today, does this seem like a great decision to compound money? Does it seem like a great decision that every single day, ladies and gentlemen, that you have the opportunity, you could share this with someone else and touch their life? Does it seem like it's a good decision that you can go out and impact not only your life, but the lives of others around you, so people can do what they really need to do in life? See, money's a tool, but without it, it's like oxygen. It ranks up there. Without it, we have difficulty surviving and getting along. But I will say this. You have just seen a powerful, powerful company. You've seen a powerful bot that trades, and you've seen a concept that is changing the lives of many people. So on your way out the door, ladies and gentlemen, I always say this, and I'm going to revert back to it. If it's a good idea that you would like to have a bot that trades for you, that wins over 99.6% of his trades every single day, and you would like to compound and be in a position where you could change your life, please unmute your line and say, "I do," on the way out of the call. We appreciate everybody. Everybody have a good night.
I do.
I
do.
I want to be like
do.
him.
I do. I do, Lou.
I do.
Thank you,
Uh,
Tara, for taking
Oh,
my life.
yeah. Oh, yeah.
Brandon.
I do.